Hello, naughty steppers. The people, as in a couple of you, have spoken. Because in this video I'm going to be changing tact a bit and reviewing the new album from What's So Not, entitled Not All the Beautiful Things. More like What's So Not All the Beautiful Things, am I right, guys? God, I'm funny. Now, before I hear you all saying that this isn't the sort of heavy music that you would usually associate with this channel, then yes, you'd be right. But I had a couple of people requesting me to review this one, and I can't be ignoring that, so here we are. And in those requests, they cited the sound design as a significant selling point of this album, which I must say that I agree with, having listened to it already a few times. And so for only the second time on this channel, we are going to be accompanied by some music in honour of that insight and understanding of this music. Now first I'm going to give you a bit of background information about What's So Not before we delve into the album, but I'll try to keep it as brief as possible. What's So Not comprises of one person, Chris Emerson, also known as Emo Instead, having previously been a collaborative project alongside Flume. Together they produced some stellar tracks, such as Jaguar and Tell Me with RL Grime, before Flume left in 2015, citing creative differences as the reason for his departure. Since then, Emerson has found new life in the project, releasing 2 extensive EPs and collaborating with the likes of Skrillex, Dylan Francis and Bauer. But now we have his first full-length album coming in at a mighty 12 tracks, so let's just jump straight into it. The last time I used this setup was for my review of Vacant's album Origins, and what I did for that one was just pause it at specific moments to highlight points where I thought it was working particularly well. And so, it's time to pay some quality attention to some quality sound design. And here we go on the first track, Warlord with Slumberjack. Okay, just before we get into that, wow, I mean, an amazingly ethereal opening. That little coin drop is so awesome. It's just extraterrestrial, it just sounds great. It's really all-encompassing, hitting you in the face with waves of sound coming at you. Oh, it's a great start, really is. Very triumphant, I like it. It's very weird and unique in the best way possible. I think this could easily go off on one of those strange tangents that make it a little bit difficult to listen to and a little bit too strange, but for me it's quirky in the best way. And it's really tapping into this whole alien extraterrestrial idea so well, not only because it sounds like something from outer space, but also because these sounds, when grouped together, are quite alien to the listener. So there's a nice little double interpretation for you. So much going on, those little breaks, the drums, and for me, What's So Not is showing perfectly there how to create a build with so much tension without using that much percussion. Percussion usually being the focal point of a build-up, the quickening of specific drums and hi-hats to make it increasingly frantic. But here Emerson uses the fullness of the sounds to his advantage, whilst bringing them all together to create that crescendo, if you will. And the drop, well, it's throwing me. Oh, those little shimmering sounds are oh so juicy. God, I mean, this is what happens when you bring sounds together, when you just keep on thinking that your idea is not good enough and that you're going to keep taking it to that next level. And honestly, I'm quite surprised that I like this one so much, because What's So Not is usually someone who I wouldn't really listen to because his sounds aren't that heavy. They're quite heavy, but they're sort of erring on the more future bass side. And considering he brought Slumberjack into this one as well, I thought it would be something as a combination from those two sounds that I wouldn't enjoy. But to be fair to them, they've created a really solid, heavy banger here. Oh, those little angelic noises are so nice. Right, track number 2, Be Okay Again, featuring Daniel Johns.
Are we ever gonna be okay again? Are we ever gonna be okay?
I did like this one. I love the shimmering nature of this track and the isolation of those notes at the beginning of the drop to give them that added emphasis just makes it even more of a powerful thing when it gets to that point. For me, this is one of the songs from the album that you can really feel coursing through your body. Those bass notes have so much life and colour to them, and it's actually a really, really uplifting song. Not quite naughty, but you know what I'm saying. Oh, yeah. Oh, was that a key change or an octave change? I can't really tell, but whatever it was, it's bloody beautiful. You see, whilst these opening 2 tracks may not be overtly menacing or dark in any way, there's still a really genuine heaviness to them, a true verve that carries these tracks from start to finish. Closing with those shimmering notes, as the track opened with, is just such a nice touch. Oh no, I forgot about this bit. Well then.
I hope you're not thinking too much.
Okay, yeah, I remember this one now. Beautiful hook being uttered there by the vocalist Winona Oak, and to be honest, I was very surprised that this song went in the house direction that it does. And this is the first evidence that we get of Whatso not really changing things up, going off in different directions, and experimenting with his original sound, which is what I feel like an album should be. And whilst I'm not too big a fan of that static drop, the sounds in themselves, once again, are brilliant. So much depth and personality and flavour in all of them, each one bringing out a different emotion in me. Returning once again to that extraterrestrial theme, but with that tribal slant that runs through this track. See, on the second time round, with that brief build-up, I actually really enjoyed that drop. Just got me bouncing, doing one of these. That is stunning.
I just sit and wait, so restrained.
Such an organic chemistry between all of these sounds, oh my god! See, whilst I can appreciate music like this, I am not one to like it by any means as much as the heavier stuff like dubstep, trap, brostep, drum and bass. But this just gets to me, everything complements each other so well. Honestly, I am so grateful to have the speakers that I do, these KRK Rocket 5s, because they are designed for intricacy and they just allow you to hear absolutely everything that is going on. It's a truly immersive experience, this one.
Stuck in orbit. I just wanna feel something. Hard to tell.
Oh, that's really getting me. Oh. God, that is really, that is heart-wrenching. Some more very cheeky, shimmering notes here from Emerson. I love how this is just built on and not becoming something too large before the song draws to a close. And that was the fourth one, by the way. To be honest, that song isn't really my kind of thing, but you're always going to get one or two of those in an album. But to be fair to What's So Not here, again, it's a nice combination of sounds, and the vocals fit on top of the instrumental very well. Time for a Skrillex collaboration! Oh yeah, boy! That is colourful! Say what you want about Skrillex's recent stuff, the guy is a fucking amazing producer. I mean, considering he can just, fit his sound and his ideas with music into pretty much any sort of collaboration, the guy, he verges on genius. Oi! This is manic! So electric, so many different sounds going on, such an epic trap feel to it, and I love how they do those little changes from the first drop to the half drop to the third drop. And if that didn't quite make sense, then I'm sorry, I'm just getting really caught up in the music here. Ooh, those little elephant trumpet noises. Ooh, yes! Ooh, yeah, okay. I like how they retain the essence of the drop here, whilst giving it that extra musical slant to make it even more epic than the first. This song transitions so well from being an outright heavy trap belter to being something really emotional, actually. They just must have had so much fun making this one together. On to number 7 now. Oh yeah, this one is interesting for some reason. So this is why I found this song a bit weird at first, because I did originally think that it was James Murphy's vocal, the guy from LCD Sound System, but it turns out that it is actually Joseph Williams, the lead singer of Toto. Toto as in... Yeah, that guy. So yeah, an extremely unexpected coming together of artists here, but a very, very welcome one. Again, not exactly my type of thing, but clearly such a solid track. Goes through so many different emotions and styles. It's crazy, really. Just the way that in spite of all that variation, it's still very well kept together. I love that slightly off-kilter approach with those synths. Works so well with their sort of gliding nature, and the vocal that lies on top of it only embellishes that. Chilling in the best way possible. Here we go. Oh, he's only gone and reintroduced it for the drop, the legend. Shout out to San Holo on this one with the beat as well. He really likes to implement those guitars whenever he can. For me, personally, I would have really liked it if he had isolated those gliding notes at some point at the start of one of the drops. Just to give them their little space at one point of the song by themselves, to increase their importance within it overall. But now onto the 9th track, Monsters.
I had a moment of clarity. This rap shit is scaring me. My conscience is daring me to say what I wanna say. I'm a monster, baby. I'm a monster, baby.
Proper dreamy one here from What's So Not. Again, not quite feeling it, but it fits very well within the album as a whole. And is evidence once again that he can just fit his sound into a wealth of different genres, styles, and formats. And I do really love the speech at the end of this track, but forgive me for not knowing whether it is from Michael Christmas or Toby Lou. I'll just play it here so that you guys can have a good listen to it.
You see, what happens is, it's like they give you shit. They just hand you the world. And they expect you not to be any different. They expect you to stay the same, and what happens is you change. And you say you're not gonna change, but you do. It's like that movie, Love Don't Cost a Thing, with Nick Cannon and Christina Milian. He wasn't shit, and then she made him shit. Don't be shit, guys.
I think the message that is trying to be conveyed here is that as receivers of this music, we cannot expect an artist to stick with what originally made them good. We must instead expect them to do what they want, be creative, and branch out as much as possible. So if a musician or any kind of artist that you like isn't doing exactly the same sort of stuff that you grew to love them for, then appreciate that and understand that they are going to go down different creative avenues at some points in their career. Track number 10, and it's my favourite. The track is called Bottom End, and for this one, What's So Not teamed up with Dyro. Oh, you know from that introduction that it's just going to be such a juicy track. Those little jumpy notes, fleeting, skittering, whatever you want to call them, at the end of that little vocal hook or melody, just so nice. Oi, yeah, go on then. I think you can tell why this is my favourite one. So mechanical, so twisted, so industrial, so naughty. He got ya! What a track! Into the penultimate track now. Same mistake, again with vocalist Daniel Johns. Those guitars are very reminiscent of an artist called Ratatat, who you may know from Kid Cudi's song Pursuit of Happiness. Did you like that impression? Yeah, I thought it was rather good myself. Well, well, well. Just the simplicity of it. Fuck, man! Fuck, that's good! Once again, whilst I would say this isn't strictly something that I would listen to, the scene is being set in such a lovely way here. It's such a soothing, ethereal vibe. Again. Massive well done to Chris Emerson there for trolling everyone, not once, but twice in one track. Final song time, here we go with Us featuring Daniels.
People talk, people hear it, they don't know what to deal with.
Incredible attention to detail here. There's so much going on, even though it seems like such a minimalistic outlay. I mean, when we listen to a song, all we can really hear is one solid sound coming at us. But when we analyse it, we can realise that that is comprised of 5, 10, 15, maybe 20 parts. Layer upon layer of sound, each one so important that even if you took one of them out, you wouldn't get the same experience listening to it. And that is why making it as a musician requires someone to be so talented at putting all of those sounds together. Understand the components in order to appreciate the whole is all I'm saying. Oh, we're getting something. Oh yeah, fuck yeah! Oh my god, yes! I hope you're hearing what I'm hearing, and that is some pretty awesome Daft Punk-esque notes. Oh, just so infectious. What a lovely blend of sounds to finish off the album there. Gosh, now where do I start with wrapping up my thoughts on that album? The sound design is crazy throughout, such an incredible mix of noises and effects, all bringing out a different emotion in themselves. Secondly, great mix of genres and moods. Honestly, it's incredible how one artist can implement his ambition and ideas into so many different styles and formats. Not the naughtiest album, as you will have heard by listening to the music with me, but so much going for it, honestly. This is a brilliant album from start to finish. I would recommend it to anyone. Because taking in all of what I said, the fact that it goes through different genres, different moods, having so many different sounds, bringing in collaborators and really telling a story from track 1 to track 12, it is a proper album. So much colour, so much flavour, so much intensity, and overall just so much going for it. A very epic listen and journey, and I hope you guys enjoyed it as much as I did. And to be honest, I will be returning to this album as a whole, in spite of the fact that there isn't that much naughtiness to it. It's just a really nice listen for anyone who likes electronic music and is up for taking an auditory adventure. And on that note, thank you once again guys for tuning in. This was Nawtystep's review of the latest What's So Not album, Not All the Beautiful Things. Like this video, share it about, subscribe to the channel, and leave a comment with your thoughts on this album. What did you guys make of it? Linked somewhere on this screen there should be the last time I did a review in this setting of Vacant's Origins album that I talked of at the start of the video. A completely different experience, by the way, if you haven't watched that one already. And also let me know in the comments section what you would like me to review next on the channel. Don't forget to like and follow Nawtystep across all social media if you haven't already, with all of that stuff linked in the description box down below. And if it's naughty, then you know guys, so be sure as always to keep it naughty and stay safe. To be honest, as I said, this one wasn't even that naughty, but I still knew. And I hope to see you all in the next video. Peace out.